this is Nikki in Niagara coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And this is the, I was going to say long awaited, but it's a month that we have to wait each month for our final page. This is going to be a great video for our finished pages. And after that silly intro, we'll just get right down to it. Now I forgot to do my empties, so I'm inserting them here. I have a ton this week. Just absolutely bonkers. But not all of these are used up. I did get rid of all the browns and some of the greens and the reds. Let's see if I can find them all. And oranges from the pack of markers that yellow things, so that hopefully they won't yellow anything anymore. So that takes care of this many, which is quite a bit. Garbage. So let's get the rest of my, I have just been going out of my alcohol markers like crazy, and I'm starting to not have any backups. So it's time for me to start looking for some sales for some backup sets of markers. So they're either going to be the three brands that I know are safe are Ohuhu, Adaxi, and Art X. Those are the three that I use. And that was all of those. So now we still have a lot. Let me get rid of all those. Oops, forgot one. So I was also, which was kind of sad for me, whoops, not that one, using up my Bics. 3, 4, 5, yeah, some of these I didn't have backups of either. So that was quite sad. So now I definitely need to get myself another set of Bic Fines. So we've got purple, blue, yellow, light yellow, and 2 browns. Used up some other permanent markers. Pen and Gear, Shell Art, a Sharpie, a pen mark, a Crayola, and my very first Stettler twin tip permanent marker. Very first one that I ran out of, so I need to get a backup set of these. I have half a set because I started off with the 18 set, but the 18 doesn't have this blue. And just in case anyone's interested, this blue is very, very pale, and it is a good substitution for the Bic Ocean View blue. Also found 2 of the Spectrum Noirs. I don't have very many of those left. Used up some gel pens. This one actually didn't get used up. It just stopped working. Others got used up. So that's 4 more. Used up one of my jumbo black markers to do frames with, borders. Used up a paint pen. This is just a Chocola one, and they don't have color names. And for water-based markers, we've got 1 washable Crayola in violet, 1 Crayola Skinny in brown, and 1 in infrared, and a Color Pop in gentle gray. Color Pep, I should say. I can't find these on Amazon anymore, which is really, really upsetting. As upset as you can get about a water-based marker. But yeah, I wish I could still get those because I really like them. So that's it. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. to say that I haven't done very much this month compared to what I usually do, because I had almost 2 weeks of my pain being so bad that I couldn't color, and if I can't color, it says something, because you guys know how much I like to color, especially for health reasons. So here we go. This is what I did manage to get done. So this was for my Nikki Does Tiny Coloring. And I did a couple of, let's see, you can see the glitter gel pen on this one. So, you know, I do these randomly, and I thought that one didn't turn out too bad. And I was fortunate to get all these purples, purpley pinks on this one, even with the gel pen. So, those two, that's Relax in Color Mandala by Sunlight. I always get their name wrong. Sun Life Drawing. Oops, I got something in the way. Okay, and then for both Valentine's, because February is Valentine's Day, and for my hashtag Nikki Colors Muller, I did this one out of my Gothic Valentine, which I have the PDF of. And I just used alcohol markers and some red Sakura glaze for the hearts and for the lips. I think they shine a bit. Not sure. No, I guess not. So did that one. And then, because of Valentine's Day and for my hashtag Nikki's Cuckoo for Coco Wyo, Sweet Valentine, I did this picture here. Now this is done in Prismacolors, and the background was done in Neo 2s, so it kind of warped the paper a little bit. And now Coco Wyo's pictures don't have any frames around them, and I don't like that. So what I did was I put a thin piece of washi tape around the whole thing, and then I colored my picture, and when I was done I peeled off the washi tape and it left a border, and then I went over the border with black. So I think it worked out really well, and that's what I'll be doing from now on until Coco Wyo takes the hint and starts giving their pictures frames. So I really like how this one turned out. I was pleased with that. And for Valentine's, I couldn't wait to get started in this book. So this one I'm doing like my Clover book, except I am doing random colors, but the first thing I do is I pick a red. So there's always a red, at least one, in every picture that I do. So I did this one, and I think that turned out really well. I have a sort of a peachy color for the glitter. How do I get that to show? I had it showing great not too long ago. I guess it's just not that shiny a gel pen. And then this one. And this didn't turn out too bad, considering it was an awful choice of colors. I had like a yellow-green and a yellow, like a mustard yellow, so those aren't two great colors to have in a mandala, but I think it turned out alright, you know, if you don't mind kind of like, whoa, color palettes. And then another one for hashtag Nikki Colors Muller and for Valentine's Day. I did Little Sweethearts by Deborah Muller, and I did this one right here. Now her hair was done by coloring it gray, and then I went beside all the lines in her hair with a Pentel Sparkle Pop. Well, it's the dual hybrid, but you know what I mean. And the rest of it's just alcohol marker. So I thought that turned out well. For Nikki Does Tiny Coloring, we have the mini Pusheen coloring book, and I did this one. And everything's alcohol markers unless I tell you differently. And I had this one started last time, but I finished it now. And I have to mention, I just love these sticky notes here that have the legs sticking out. I think it's so cute. So this is Prachi Dewan Sachdeva's Valentine ceramic tiles. This bear here, really like how he turned out as well. And now we're going to get into my 10 books to finish. And I completed everything that I had scheduled for me to do. So starting in March, I will have done all the extra pages that I had to do per month. So now I'm starting in March, I'll be coloring less pages per month to meet my goals. So we'll see how it goes. So Happiness, Color by Number by Arpad Olby. I always go around these. I use permanent markers for these, and I always go around the page with black to frame them. And this one's quite bright. Let me get into more subtle colors. I don't really like this one very much. I think they should have used grays up there instead of browns. Let's get on there we go. And the last one is my favorite because it just looks the most realistic. So there we go. Now I'm down to 3 pages per month in this one. "50 Clover Mandalas" by Camellia Angel Kova. So I always use one green permanent marker, and then I pick out my other colors blind. So that one turned out good. I really like this one. This one's pretty. Hope you can see the purple in it. There we go. Oh yeah, and the gel pen shows up too. I'll just keep it here. Whoops. And this one. Wasn't too sure of the color combination, but I think it turned out nice. Not very often that I get a color combination that in the end doesn't look half decent. This one worked out really well. I got another green, so I had 2 greens all together, and I had a blue for my gel pen. Okay, Broken Circles by Tabitha Barnett. This is the first one. So we did 4 pages this month. Let's do these in order. So I did this one. This one. I just used a bunch. I picked out all my silver metallic and glitter pens, and I just used them all for all the rockets. And then, if you can see right here, this was a blank flag. It had nothing on it whatsoever, so I turned it into a Canadian flag. First, I had to watch a couple of how to draw an easy maple leaf videos on YouTube so that I could draw the maple leaf, which up close doesn't look that great. And then I made him wearing a Canada colored suit as well, so I thought that turned out well. And then for the black backgrounds, I did this one, and got some stickles on this one. Well, this reminded me why I don't use, well, it's not even shining. It reminded me of why I don't use stickles very much, is that it takes so long to dry. And then there was a Valentine's picture in here, so I did it. I have the holidays marked off with those tags there, so I did this one. Used some glitter for all the hearts. Doesn't really want to show up. They are pretty glittery though. Chippy Girls, I did 2. This is by April Amber, and it's volume 1. We did this little Decora girl. And the little Indian girl. I think she turned out nice. Now for the background on this one, I used acrylic paint. And the spear there has some Pentel hybrid dual metallic. I have to remember, see, I drew a line on here so I know where I have to be so that the whole thing shows, because if I put it where I normally do, it cuts off right for the bottom frame. So if it's down like this, you're not missing anything. It's just like ½ inch, and it's usually the border. Okay, 2 pictures out of Mystery Mosaics, Wow Animals by Belva Family. We did the koala bear. I think that turned out nice. And the raccoon. For the longest time, well, when I was first doing it, I thought, oh, this has got to be a raccoon. And then I went, oh no, it doesn't have black around the eyes, so it can't be. So I thought it was a bear. Now, please don't tell me that it is a bear, because I'm pretty sure it's a raccoon. So I just do these, I do this book with water-based markers. Then we have Floral Mandalas, Folk Art Style, Volume 1 by Debbie Densham. And I am pretty close to finishing this book. It's going to be my first one that I finish. So these have color palettes on the bottom of the page, and I use those to pick my colors. I think that's fun. That's an unusual color palette that I really liked it though, just that my coral wasn't quite as deep as it should be. I really like her color palettes. They're a little unusual. Not too many people put gray in their color palettes, and it really does look nice. And finally this one. So I might have this finished for you guys next month. Then we have what I am working on for, or what my group is, my Facebook group is working on this to finish in this year. And it is 50 Jungle Miniatures by Camellia Angelkova. And for our first 2 months we had to do 6 pages, so that's all done. For the rest of the year we'll be doing fuller. So this is what I did. I put in some sheets because I was using my markers, that yellow stuff. But after I did this page, I got rid of all the reds, browns, and like reddish colors. And this one. I think that one's nice. I like that picture especially. Looks like it just ever so faintly did this leg right here that I was using. My brown ran out, so I did these 2 legs, or it was running out when I did this one, but I managed to get that one done so that the 2 back legs are the same color. It looks like this. It's just done a little bit, but it's on top of here, so I don't really need to worry about that. But I better throw that page away. This was our group buddy color. So So this one I put a bit of Pentel Silver on the butterflies. There we go. Yes. So that works out well. Let me put these back in the drawer. And Deborah Muller's group is doing a year-round book, which I've joined in, and it's called the hashtag Artsy Girls Challenge. And so this also works for my hashtag of Nikki Colors Muller. So we do 3 pages a month in this one. So did the knitting one. Now I use do I still have, yeah, here it is. This is what I use for my snow. I use it for snow, and I use it for fur cuffs and all that sort of thing, like on the little pom-pom on a toque and that sort of stuff. It is Eileen's True Snow. A little bit of Pentel on there. Oh yeah, that definitely yellowed this marker right here. That pole must have been using that same brown. So I'm going to keep this in until I do that girl, then it won't matter, so it'll go on top of her. Or actually, I should let it go on her so then I can cover it up. Oh, I'll just keep that one in there and do this page next time. Okay, then we did, me. Then I did the Baker Girl. That one's fine. Then I did the Sewing Girl. Turned out nice. Those are the 3 I've done. Then we have the Christmas one, and this one won't take me too long to finish either, because I only need to do a couple of pages a day a month to finish it for the year, so it'll be easy enough for me to color extra pages in this. But I did just do my 2. It's Santa and the elves. I'm working backwards on this one, so I have this much left to do with one of those. One of those are done in the middle. There's still a ways to go, but I'll get it done before the year. And finally, my last book is A Million Cute Animals by Lulu Milo. And I have to do 6 pages a month in this one. So, what I did. Now this one took a while to do. So I used the Gold Faber pencils, and they worked really well on this paper. I used black, blank, and blank. Used a black marker, no, not a black marker, a black paint pen for the background. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's just a pen. I wrote down, oh, black paint pen. Okay, I did use a paint pen for that. And then I used the blue opal Gonzai for the reindeer, and I used the silver Coliro for their manes. So I hope you can see that they are really shiny compared to the rest of the page, which is just pencil. And I'm not keeping these in now, I know. And then did this one in Prismacolor Premieres, and I used the Prismacolor Verithins to do the fur on the mice, which is very amateurish, but I think they turned out better than if I hadn't used the very thins. So I like how this one turned out. So what I did was I used the Prismacolors on this one, and for this page I used the Luminance, but what I did was is I used the same color palette as I used on this one. So they matched, though not 100%, and the Luminance was just fantastic to work with. And again, I used the very thin to do the fur. But just let me find my pencil, because I'm trying to write down what pens I've used, what pencils I use on each page. So I'm just doing that really tiny in pencil. I didn't write on this one. There we go. So yeah, I really like those. I think they both turned out, but I like this one better just because the pencils color better. Then I did this one here. And this one I used the Jane Davenports combined with the Tombow Recyclables. So that gives me 36 pencils to work with. And both of those liked the paper. And finally, for this one, I used the Brute Fooner 180s. I haven't written that down either, so. And those worked nice on this paper as well. And I used a paint pen for the background. So, I think these all turned out really nice, and I think this is going to look really nice when it is finished. So I'll have to do this page, but not yet. So there you go, guys. That's all of my finished pages. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. I know I sure enjoyed showing you. And like I said, it's a short one this month. So hopefully I can get some more coloring done next month, and hopefully my my health is better. So see you next time. Bye-bye.